I'm Scott. I design, build, and repair woodworking pieces. I'm opening up the doors to my shop to help you become a better woodworker. Today I'm going to show you how to fix a split seat in a chair. This is a rocking chair a customer dropped off. You can see here it's separated at the arm and the whole seat here has split off. The first thing I do when looking at a split seat is understanding how it broke in the first place to try and prevent that from happening again. This is a really thick seat and it defied explanation as to why this would break until I looked at this. There is a huge dent right here in this handle. This is oak, very solid wood, so to get that dent in there would have taken a lot of force. So what I'm suspecting happened was something hit this really hard, forced this out, and therefore split that piece of wood off. So what I need to do to repair this is take the arm off, separate this piece here, and glue the seat together. And hopefully this back here is going to get in my way, that I can get a nice tight joint, and then reassemble it back together again. The arm here is being held on by a screw, and there's a cap here in the back. So before I can take this apart, I need to pop that cap off and pull the screw out. Pulling out the screw, you notice the arm is moving. The screw was bent when it was damaged. So as I'm twisting it out, the arm is moving with the bend in the screw. This screw has been pulled in so much that the head's actually stuck in here. So I now have to drill through here to drill the head off the screw to get that fully pulled out. There doesn't seem to be much glue holding these together. So they're coming apart pretty well. So there's the piece I need to glue back on. Now with this being an oak seat, you can see there are little pieces here that want to splinter off. There's just a few of them, so that will prevent the chair from getting a good bond and sealing up tightly. So if I take a few of those out, and there's a splinter here as well, just carefully put that back together again. I can check the fit. And that'll come together nicely. A proper glue up only needs three things: an artist brush, glue, and some clamps. So the artist brush is important to be able to spread the glue around properly. Clamps are what holds the wood together and makes that bond. And having a good quality glue that's less than a year old is also important to make sure that you've got fresh glue that's going to hold properly. It's now hard to see where the seam is. It's right here, and you can see there's a little bit of glue squeeze out. That tells me I've got the right amount of glue in there, that I've actually got a bit squeezing out, so I've got full coverage. So I've let that sit for a few minutes, and I'm just going to go over it now with a damp rag. So I use clean water and just rub it down on that joint, and that way my squeeze out won't cause a blemish on the finish when it's all dried. So this is fixing the seat portion of it. Next I'll move on to the arm, get that all assembled back together, and then this chair will be good to go. I've taken the clamp off the chair and the seam is really nice and tight, so I'm happy with that. I now have to reinstall the arm piece here, and you may have wondered why I didn't glue this all as one piece. In here, because there's always tension on a joint that has a wedge in it, I wasn't getting a really good fit here to be able to seal up that joint the way I wanted it. This is the measurement here of the flared part of the arm post. You can see it's just a little bit over an inch. If I now take my calipers and go to the upper part of the arm post, what you'll see is the measurement here is just under an inch. So there's enough of a difference there that arm post is flared at the bottom. So taking out that wedge will allow me to get it narrow, put it through the hole, and then drive a wedge in to hold it together. I'm now putting glue on the tenons, and I'll go in the mortises, which are these holes. It is important to get glue spread all the way around them, which is why I use an artist brush. Okay, so that's well seated where I need it. Now I've got the wedges, and I just glue one side of the wedge. Curtis Buchanan does this when he makes his chairs, with an explanation of if it's glued on one side and there's seasonal movement, it won't snap the joint. It seems to make sense, so I do the same thing. Now that I have the chair back together, it's solid, but I found on this side it's loose. The customer didn't ask me to fix this because the one side was so broken, but I'm going to take this apart, put it back together, and that way they've got a rock solid chair. If you'd like to take on a repair like this, here are the keys to success. First, determine how the chair broke to make sure you're not recreating a problem. Then, take apart all the damaged or loose parts. Test fit the parts and fine-tune them where needed. Then spread the glue on all surfaces, making sure you've got full coverage. Reassemble, clamp the pieces, and clean up the glue. And lastly, touch up any finish where required. So our piece of furniture here is now ready to go back to the customer. And as you can tell, it wasn't that challenging of a fix, as long as you understand what to do. And that's common among a lot of furniture repairs, understanding what to do. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please subscribe and you'll be notified of the next time we've got a video that gets released. Thanks for watching and enjoy your time in the wood shop.